Hi, it's Mark Marmer from Signature Electric. We're at something very interesting. This is Truck World, and trucks have started to electrify. I'm here at the Mack booth. I'm with Mike from Mack Trucks, and the reason I'm excited is we have a refuse truck. We get a lot of interest in refuse trucks, and I think in my head, the combination of electric and refuse trucks makes a lot of sense. Is this something relatively new for Mack Trucks?
Yes, it came out, I believe, last year for North America.
Do we have sales yet in Canada or the US for this?
Official sales in the US for sure, yes. Canada, I'm just the trainer. I've trained some guys in BC.
Yep.
So I'm assuming, I think there's something down the pipes coming with that. For a technician point of view,
Sure.
The big thing we do is how to decommission the vehicle. So how to disconnect the high voltage system from the truck so that you can safely work on the truck. So if you have to remove a component or whatever, we have to make sure that there isn't high voltage active on these components so that nobody gets hurt. And this is all new for technicians, right? We've always dealt with fuel, with other aspects of the truck, but nothing high voltage. Most schools haven't taught that yet, or if you've been in a trade for 30 years, you've never been shown this stuff.
So you'll come in and train somebody up to be able to do this, so they've got somebody on their staff to be able to do it, and you'll provide support from there. Is that the idea?
Exactly, yeah. So the dealers themselves are training right now, and they're going to support the customers from there.
So do you know if they're doing a run like this, are they doing 2 runs in a day, you think? Are they recharging a couple times a day, or how's it?
The goal is 6 to 8 hour run time, so it should be almost a full day. But it depends where your transfer station is, right? And your distance and how long you're running loaded, your route, if it's a side loader or rear loader, all those things will take into account. So it's hard to say the recharge time, and if you have facilities maybe mid-route that you can recharge, then obviously you could prolong it, right? So I think it's got a lot to do with your route and then your application. If it's a municipality, for example, right? Some people already have buses that are fully electric, so it depends on the configuration. Maybe they can
there's possibilities. These are the kind of things that we look at. To us, this is an ecosystem. The truck is a piece of it.
Right.
The charging, the software, the electricity that's needed for the site, the layout of the site, who's going to move things if they need to be moved. All of these things are a part as we try to do this together for the customer. So on a truck like this, is everything electric? Everything that's happening back here is electric as well? Or is it electric driving hydraulic? Or is there a combination? How's that happening?
On this application, it's electric driving hydraulic.
Okay.
So it depends on the body you want to get. I believe there's a manufacturer, it is electric itself. But in this application here, it's a hydraulic pump powered by the high voltage batteries.
So in my mind, this works well. The vehicle spends a lot of time idle. The route is not necessarily long. I take it this is a unique opportunity in terms of a battery vehicle. Are you finding that that's the appeal?
I think the biggest thing too is the stop and go, right? Stop and go is what this truck does all day long.
Right.
And what's cool is that when you're braking and slowing down, we get regenerative braking, which goes back into the battery. So that energy, which would normally be lost in heat through the brakes, now captured into the battery.
You've got so many stops, it's really making a big difference.
Huge, yeah.
That's interesting.
And then the other thing is, for the poor driver, typically you're beside an engine that's screaming all day long with a fan on.
For sure.
It's all gone now, right?
I guess it's a lot more comfortable in the cab as well.
Yeah,
You've got your heater, air conditioning going, and it's just fine, right?
The only noise now is from the body when you're working the arms or anything like that. Besides that, there's no other noise.
That's great. Anything cool you want to tell me about this truck? I don't know.
It's got a lot of torque. It's got 4,000 foot-pounds of torque. Double essentially typical.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I know even in my electric vehicle, they talked about, it's got a lot of torque, it's got a lot of this, and I thought, you know what, I don't really drive like that. But it's a handy thing to have when you need it, and it does make it different.
And it applies in this because torque is what you need to take off, right?
Right.
And with the
so you're dead stop with everything on, you got to move ahead 10 feet,
and that's
right?
all this thing does every day is take off from a dead stop with a heavy load. So it's just the perfect thing for it, really. So.
Great. I thank you so much for taking some time to look at this.